Hello friends. Today we are going to talk about national income. But before we talk about national income, let us talk about your family's income. Suppose in your family, your father gets a salary of 50,000. Your mother is also working. She also earns 25,000 rupees per month. And suppose if you have an elder brother who's also working in MNC and he gets around 15,000. So the total family income, your monthly family income would be around 90,000 rupees. Now let us talk about your friend whose father is a businessman and he alone earns around 1,50,000 per month. This is so easy to compare. You can compare the income of the two families very easily. But how do you do it when you have to compare the incomes of the two countries, when you talk about two different countries? Because in a country, there are many economic activities that are involved. So how do you take into consideration all those activities and how do you arrive at which country is doing well and which country is poor? How do you compare the two countries? You do so with the help of national income. That is why it is important to compute national income of a country. So today we are going to talk about national income. What are the basic concepts that are associated with it? How do we measure national income? And what have been the recent trends in income growth and structure? We'll take them up one by one. Now let us talk about what is actually national income. National income is the money value of all final goods and services produced in a country in a given year. Now let us elaborate more on this. First and foremost, it is the money value. Why do we say that it is money value? Because there are many things that are produced in a country. Suppose when we are talking about income, we have to calculate the income from all sectors. Like we have to calculate how much the production of milk is in a country, how much amount of that is sold, or suppose cloth production or wheat production. Everything we have to take into consideration. Now milk will be measured in liters, cloth will be measured in meters, and wheat in kilograms. So how will you calculate? Will you add liters in meters and then you add kgs to it? No, you calculate it in the basis of money. Everything is calculated and converted into rupees or money and then it is added. So what is very important is that it should be the money value of all final goods and services. By the word final, we mean that we are not taking into consideration the intermediate goods or the raw materials. We are not considering intermediate goods. What are intermediate goods? Intermediate goods are production by firm A, or the output of firm A is the final output, but it may be an input for firm B, which again goes into production and then a final good is introduced by firm C, which goes for consumption. So we'll not talk about the output of firm A or B. We'll talk about the output of firm C, which is the final good and which is going to be consumed. For example, suppose wheat is brought from the market, then a flour mill owner converts it into flour, then a baker buys from him and converts it into bread. So we are not taking into consideration the price that has been paid for wheat or the price that has been paid for flour. We will take into consideration the price that is paid for the bread. So now you know we talk about the final goods and services that are produced in a country. During a period of 1 year, we talk about one particular year, maybe it is a calendar year from January to December, but generally it is taken as a physical year starting from April till March. So, national income is money value of all final goods and services produced by a country in a given year. I hope now you have understood it in a better manner. We talk about the money value of all the goods and services that are produced in a country in a given year.